The following game has been rated E10+, which is short for Everyone 10 and Up by the ESRB for violent references and mild language. That means anyone under the age of 10 should not be watching this video. You have been warned. Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today are, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we'll be doing something slightly different. Yes, we will still be playing video games. However, up until this point, if you've seen any of my other videos, I will mention that I have played them before. Either I've stopped playing them and have decided to pick them back up, or I'm just in the middle of playing them and I've decided to start over and film it for, well, viewership of the masses. Just because only about 3 people have actually seen them does not necessarily mean that they are not the masses. Anyway, where was I? The game that I will be playing today is different. Up until I decided to film it, I have never touched it. In fact, I purchased it a long time ago, and like so many of the games that I own, never got around to playing it because there was always something else I wanted to get to beforehand. And there have been so many of these games that I've actually given them the designation of being regulated to the bottom of the bin, because back when I had the space, I had all my PC and video games kept in one large storage tub. I've since had to empty that tub because I've had to make room for more stuffed animals, but I still keep the games and anything I still deem important of them. So, of the games that have come from the bottom of the bin, the first that I've been always meaning to play is Stellaris. It is a grand strategy science fiction space game where you control a civilization that has just started its grand epic adventures off into the unknown. It's part of a type of game that I do enjoy playing and have played others in the past. It's just, like I said before, I've never gotten around to it. It is made by Thank you again. One thing I must confess, while I've said I've not played it before, this isn't technically the first time I've played the game. I did run a small testing phase before this filming, so I would have a general understanding of how the game is played, because these types of games can get rather complex, and I did know going in that you could create your own civilization, and I didn't want to waste filming time simply doing that. So I did create my own civilization, known as the Commonwealth, and just for fun decided to add in a few extra. Yes, 12 is a few. I could keep going if you want. Yes, that is also true. But I digress. That being said, let us begin. So, I wish to start as the Commonwealth. Could go through all the others, but I don't feel like wasting time. So, we just simply hit play. To keep everything nice and tidy, we'll go with the smallest of galaxies, the tiny one. A tiny galaxy consists of only 200 stars. We'll make it an elliptical galaxy shape. Let's max out the number of friends that are out there. We'll start with one advanced AI. We'll start with one fallen empire, a marauder empire. Keep all this the same. All this the same. Let's max out these. Random. AI aggressiveness is normal. Game is not eligible for achievements. I'm not quite certain why. Now let's actually put this down to... We'll make it 2 times the density. Make everything 2 times the density. What's this do again? So, let us play. The Commonwealth is a military commissariat. It is ruled by the President Outlier. It is an egalitarian, xenophile, and militaristic society with the civic traits of meritocracy and free haven. Yeah, so the people of the Commonwealth are called Gaiasans. They have the... Alright, so they prefer continental worlds. They are quick learners, traditionalists. They are strong and resilient. However, they are a little bit unruly. So they have the prosperous unification origin. In the eons since the first primitive Gaiasan communities took shape in the meadows and forests of Gaius, our civilization has spread and prospered. As we advanced through the ages, many of our earliest nation states suffered greatly from the constant power struggles between the military and civilian institutions that govern society. Compromise was reached in a new form of government, where one could not exist without the other. Now, after the discovery of the hyperspace network, the finest minds of the Commonwealth have finished development of the first hyperdrives. The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. And I've called the star Pyros. That's not the description I gave them. That's the default origin story. I probably should have read that. I don't think I can go back without having to restart the entire game. I may edit that in. Background of the Commonwealth is that the Gaiasi were a former warlike species that learned to work together just before they destroyed themselves. Putting aside the old ways of thinking, they formed a benevolent society that weighs a person's actions and capabilities over a societal background. They also willingly accept those that are different from themselves. While they pride unity and are able to adapt and learn quickly, they are prone to being quarrelsome. But do not think that the ways of peace mean that they are soft, for old habits die hard, and that which has been forgotten can be learned anew. That's basically the flavor biography text I have for this faction. At least for my personal headcanon, the Commonwealth is a peaceful government that seeks to, basically like the Star Trek's United Federation of Planets, seeks to unify people in the galaxy through benevolent means, but if you decide that you wish to pursue non-benevolent routes, they will fight back. Begin!
Welcome, Commissary General. I am Veer, a prototype synthetic intelligence developed under utmost secrecy by the military.
Yeah, it's not the
I will provide tips, explaining only basic functions and tools as you explore them.
Actually, I think I gave the ruler the title of speaker. Oh look, we're a binary system. It wasn't a binary system when I ran the tests.
This is our homeworld, and the capital of our empire.
The actual ruler title is Chief Proxy. So Chief Proxy Otis Liar, it was elected on a platform of bringing our monthly food surplus up to at least 15 plus per month. It's technically already starts at 23, so I'm assuming we're good. Reward at end of term, 6 months worth of unity, max 1,000 points. Mandate fulfilled by the end of term, hasn't gotten there yet. So they are a Democrat, the Commonwealth is a democratic government, so every 10 years they elect somebody new. So it looks like we got a bunch of stuff being mined here. A bunch of stuff being mined here. Or not. So guys, this is their homeworld. I need 200 minerals. Alright, so we'll not mess with the planet right now. Where is...
This is our science ship, which is used to survey astronomical objects such as planets in a star system.
Alright, so it looks like we're actually close to the center this time. I guess first thing we should do is go exploring. Set that out to survey that system.
This is our system's starbase. These upgradable stations mark star system ownership and are most often tasked with producing all types of ships.
We'll make a secondary science ship right off the bat. Second science ship right off the bat.
Military fleets are used to protect our emerging empire from threats, or to expand our glorious rule through force of arms, if we so wish.
Where's the ship designer?
The ships in use within our empire are designed here. New hull sizes and components will be unlocked as we research new technologies.
Alright, so let's start off with a couple ships. Did I say auto-generate design? No, I did not. Alright, so put in 2 red lasers and a mass driver. Reactor booster. 1 shield. Oh, you know, let's put in 2 shields. Where I can, I do enjoy making smaller vessels as part of a kind of militia fleet. Where I really can, the militia vessels are basically armed freighters. Can't do that here, but I'll adapt. Alright, so right off the bat, the CMS Discovery crew are eager to report that they've uncovered the remnants of an ancient spacefaring species on Howitz 2, who appear to have inhabited the planet some 7 million years ago. It was unclear why this species, who call themselves the Gurner, disappeared from the Howitz system. Our scientists have isolated a promising archaeological dig site on their planet. Perhaps further study will yield more clues. Very curious. Abnormal conditions. Our science ship scans the surface of Howitz 2. It becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Its composition and history provides it with extra materials that we should take opportunity to gather. You'll surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets, and should not underestimate their impact on our expansion. Discovered a new archaeological site. Probably should be pausing while I'm building my ships. Alright, so that's the militia. Guys and xenologists are practically falling over themselves to publish their takes on recent findings of alien life. This fevered storm in the scientific community has had some negative yet temporary impact on pursuit of other fields. Thought I had... Oh. I thought I had paused it. Apparently I did not. Some missiles there. What am I going to call you? Call it the cannon class. The auto one because I don't need it. I'm going to need a defensive ship too. What am I going to call the picket ship? The picket ship, picket corvette, the Buckler. Couldn't think of a militia-themed Revolutionary War-esque name. Deal with it. So now that that's out of the way, let us continue. Alright, so the new system that we're exploring has one barren world, 2 barren worlds, looks like a gas giant. All 3 barren worlds and a gas giant.
The archaeology window shows details of the currently selected archaeology site. After progress is made, you can still go back and read previous stages by clicking the rune icons.
Alright, so we're going to need a scientist.
The technology screen is where we will be directing our research efforts. Technologies are categorized into 3 different fields, with each field typically having 3 available research options.
Alright, so let's research the fusion reactor, hydroponics farming, and Sereno metal materials. This is just everything that we have already researched. Just basics that you start off with in the game.
These are unknown spacefaring entities. We can learn more about them and maybe even initiate first contact by completing the appropriate special project.
That's a lot of alien vessels.
The Leaders tab lets us hire, dismiss, and assign idle governors, scientists, admirals, and generals.
Alright, so I'm going to need you for the archaeological site. And I'll have you pilot the CMS Copernicus. And have you survey there. Build a 3rd science vessel. Have you go over here so I can actually see you. Oh yeah, there's the
mining stations are used to extract the minerals and strategic resources.
Okay, where's the
This is our construction ship. which is used to construct space stations. When an astronomical object, such as a planet, has been surveyed, we can order this ship to build a research station or a mining station to exploit any resources it may have.
So we'll explore that. Well, we'll go there to eventually claim that. And I don't remember where that alien fleet went, but I do know that they were traveling off in this direction. So we'll go here. Hey, they already found a continental world. Yes, that's just them being surveyed. Oh no, the alien ships are still here. I wonder if they're tied to the excavation. Because I know when testing, when it came across an alien vessel, it would give me the option just to research into them. Whenever I hit investigate, it's just going to the ruins, the archaeological piece. I mean, they don't seem to be a threat. Of course, that may have been the second fleet to pass through. Alright, so we now have another ship. Alright, not quite certain I need any of these piloting a ship. We do not have enough energy. Okay, well, guess that means I can't deploy it anyway. Alright, where's the construction ship? I know my plan was to originally build my first starbase here, but there's a habitable world here and I wish to claim it first, so we'll go here instead. Let the Pioneer go here. I thought for a second that it was one hyperlane from my system to there, but no, it's hyperlane to there and then hyperlane to whatever that star is. Do we live in some sort of giant cloud? Hey, they found another one. Goody. I keep forgetting I have these things. I routinely pause these things. It's like, why is nothing getting done? Because the game hasn't continued. Encounter in Zelmak. Encountered some form of alien vessels in Zelmak. Some new strange objects have been flagged as alpha aliens, and until we can learn more about them, we should proceed with caution. Yeah, so this is the indicator that I normally get when I find a new alien vessel. Commonwealth. The Commonwealth. Clearly I made a typo somewhere. Has finally encountered fellow wanderers among the stars. Despite their intentions being unknown and potentially even hostile, the atmosphere on Gaius follows the report from our contact fleet and best be described as rapturous.
Evading hostiles.
CMS Discovery's encountered a hostile alien fleets in Zelmak is currently attempting to evade them. work on that. So, Fellowship. Centuries ago, radical priests and the devoted followers on Gaius broke away from the established religions to form their own church. These extremists called themselves the Fellowship.
Shame we don't live on a ring system, because then it would be the Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah, no. No, okay, no.
And have been responsible for many atrocities and acts of terror over the years. Though they have kept a low profile in modern times, recently learned that many of their agents have infiltrated our military. These renegades have secretly been diverting resources to the construction of a small fleet of starships at a hidden facility on Gaius. When their treachery was revealed, the cultists blasted into orbit their ships and fled to San Fernando. They must be stopped. Research them. As we quickly run away. That's quite a few alien vessels. Alright, come on. There we are. Alright, so I'm guessing that's the enemy, the hijacked fleet. Send the militia to battle.
Engaging enemy fleet.
I probably should not give them a leader while they're in the middle of combat.
One of our science ships has just surveyed a world that would make an excellent candidate for our first colony. It is of the same planet class as our home world, so our colonists should be quite comfortable there.
Cool. I think we're actually losing. Cultist ship disabled. A valiant space forces have skillfully disabled a ship in the cultist armada. It is mostly intact, and we are picking up faint life signs inside its hull. Once we have eliminated all threats in the immediate vicinity, we should conduct a boarding operation to secure any survivors. They may be able to tell us more about the ultimate motives of the Fellowship. Prepare breaching charges. Hoping that means it's now 2-on-1.
Anomaly detected.
Alright, so while the battle is raging, unusual readings suggest there may be more to this desolate world than meets the eye. It's almost 4. Go and research it. Still fleet presence. That's what I just saw.
The tradition screen displays the tradition trees available to our empire. A tradition tree must first be adopted before any traditions within it can be unlocked.
Let us adopt the discovery tree. Well, we just lost our second ship. However, we still won the battle. Panthulan civilization encountered. We detect the presence of primitive alien civilization on Benami 2 in the Benami system. They currently seem to be experiencing the equivalent of a renaissance, having recently left the medieval period behind. Scientific knowledge is spreading rapidly, and the armies of their petty kingdoms are equipped with crude gunpowder-based projectile weapons. Should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Okay then. clearly I'm going to need to build more combat vessels. No, that's not how that works. Last time I tried...
Special project complete.
So, though the survivors offered stiff resistance, our boarding party was able to secure several prisoners from disabled cultist starship. From them we have learned that this conspiracy goes deeper than we initially suspected. The agents of the Fellowship include several flag officers and high-ranking officials within our government. Mass arrests are being made on Gaius, and all assets belonging to this cult have been seized. However, several of the starships they built in secret remain unaccounted for, and the upper echelons of the cult's leadership have vanished. We picked up on faint ion trails leading to several outlying systems. We must pursue them. For nothing else, so that way everybody else doesn't mistake us for them. Survey this system.
Science ship under fire.
Still. At least one of our fleets have gone missing in action. We'll take them some time to return and rejoin the ranks. The CMS Discovery has disappeared, apparently. So clearly, there are possibly hostile aliens somewhere off in this direction. And I'm going to need more than one warship, especially if we go to war.
The government screen presents us with information regarding our empire and its government. Here we can see our ruler and any related effects. The demographics tab tracks the makeup and spread of our empire's populace.
I can reform a different government. Not going to do that right now. I have more important pressing issues.
Survey complete.
Alright, so the Benami systems, there's significant scanning on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look like almost like writing. Research. So that's what they found. Benami system is fully researched now. Leader has gained a level. And the discovery has returned. Okay, cool. Survey this system. Still surveying that. Oops. What happened? There we go. Really should remember not to click on random things. Okay, so just go over here.
In the Fleet Manager, we can create templates for our military fleets. As our fleets grow in size, these templates make it easier to quickly order replacements for any losses they may have sustained.
Cool. Let's change that to the militia class. So merge the fleets, so that way they're one fleet. Alien writing. Some used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing on the surface of Benami 3. The master script covers a large portion of the planet's upper hemisphere. Appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary. Interesting.
Anomaly detected.
Alright, so primordial soup, but nestled in a sheltered pockets across the Massa 6's surface is a rich sludge of simple organic compounds that our researchers believe to be a hotbed for Abiogenesis, the spontaneous formation of organic life from lifeless matter. Zemosa 6 has a naturally thick atmosphere for a barren world to make it hospitable for simple life forms. This presents a unique opportunity to study what could be the early stages of the origins of life. Best to set our expectations low, as it may still be millions of years before life evolves naturally on Zema 6, if at all. And Radar 2A occurs to scan planet surface, reveals erect signal pulsing in the dark into the darkness of space. Go research that. So that'll be the composition of the militia fleet. Incoming transmission. The Rocket Industry Enterprise. Gaius, and we greet you. We are operators of Rocket Industry Enterprise. Remember the Canvassarian Caravan Coalition. We travel the stars, our eyes catch all that glows. We gather and we trade. We pass through your space in peace, only to buy, sell, kisk. We will offer you good deals, many things. We will speak again before we leave. Should you call us, the Canvassarian Caravan Coalition will answer. Greetings. Never should have trusted them, never should have made that deal. Filthy Quenadore. Oh, Gaiasai, we greet you. Would you like to trade? What can you offer? We have a specific offer. Imaginable technology. Small print from far away is hard to read. Imitable technology only developed by the Rocket Industrial Enterprise. Do you have trouble penetrating the defensive grids of planets? We can show you a way. Very advanced, very technical, of improved bombardments. We call it the Orbital Trash Dispenser. Give us 800 consumer goods, then we will show you the method. In Kisks, you will have a component to add to your ships. Sadly, I don't have that many consumer goods. Can you get back to us later? And we shall call you again before making our leave of your space. But we may alter the deal. That sounds fair. I just can't afford it right now. Alright, so what do I need? Let's build a mining district.
Ships upgraded.
First fleet has been fully upgraded. Goody. Build an alloy. What is this?
Special project complete.
Space amoebas. The entities encountered by our fleets some time ago are new, wondrous forms of spaceborne life. Quickly nicknamed Space Amoeba, following the analyst's gross misreading of initial sensor output. The creature is in fact larger than the average comms corvette. We should leave it be and remotely monitor the creature and its kin from Gaius. Fascinating
Log
creature.
updated.
Cameras old with defects. Our starbase in the Pyro system reports that the Rocket Industrial Fleet has evacuated and abandoned a decrepit ship, now in unstable orbit around the ship's central star. Well, if they're not going to use it, well, man's trash.
Log updated.
Which is mission. We have a special offer. Only developed by. Oh, it's the same thing. So I guess that means that they're leaving. Sadly, I still cannot afford it, so I'm going to have to pass. Alright, so I need one construction ship in orbit in order to... do that, and I can build another construction ship, so let's go do that.
Survey complete.
Alright, so this place is finally surveyed. Let us mark it for our own. I say, come on. Really hate it when things are far or close to the star. Makes it very hard to see things. Alright, so we're researching the thing? Research the thing. And you. Scientists are collecting, collating data referring to space amoebas. And we can make a new tradition. Let's increase survey speed. Oh, another scientist has gained a level. Okay, cool.
Construction complete.
And we now have a starbase in orbit of Zasma. Okay then. Do not have enough alloy to build up the fleet. Where can we mine? Go survey that system. Let's survey this system. Oh, that's why another... Never mind. I was curious as to why this was flagged green. Didn't recall.
I have issues keeping track of over 200 around 200 stars. Deal with it.
Oh, the civilian industry is right there. And we'll also clear.
Special project complete.
Clear all those. Alright, so caravanners old with defects. Luckily, due to the vessel being a civilian transport, the shipboard databases were not fully scrubbed as part of the decommissioning process. So while nothing else of value was found aboard the ship, our data scientists have managed to recover partial references to unknown alien technologies. And we get the research option gained crystal-infused plating. Goody. Okay, so... this was the one with... yeah, okay, so this is the one with the primitive species. What was that? There's no route for selected fleet to reach this system. Oh, probably because it goes through this system, where a hostile alien fleet was seen. Yes, that's the archaeological site. Alright, so I guess if we wish to... really gotta stop bringing up the menu. So I guess if we wish to claim that primitive civilization, well, observe that primitive civilization, we are going to need to build up the fleet. And to do that, I'm going to need more alloy. And more people go up in level. Actually, I think those are just old notifications. Limbo. The signal originates from the remains of an antenna-like structure. Exploratory probes are dispatched from the CMS Discovery to the surface to investigate the matter more closely. A science officer, Valentina Arguera, at least I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, found was a cavernous vault that, while easily pried open, was evidently the last safe house and refuge of some long-dead race of aliens. While reasonably technologically advanced, it seems they never reached for the stars and perished to some planet-wide natural disaster. The vault is immense, housing thousands upon thousands of black boxes that the CMS Discovery is determined to be data storage devices. A special project has been prepared to decode their contents.
Log updated.
Alright, so... where is this? I have to remember once once the Discovery is done surveying everything to fly back here and check that out. Oh, a toxic world. Where I could plan with thick atmosphere is lethal to all known higher forms of life. Okay then. Well, if they can't get back home, might as well press on. You know what? Let's raid this system. Yeah, that's the system.
Evading hostiles. Instruction complete.
Oh, they're space amoebas. That's what they were talking about, the space amoebas. What was being done being built? Probably the mining facilities. Alright, so research. Build a research facility there. That appears to be it. Those for mining vessel, mining stations. Natural wormhole. A weak but insistent signal transmits and a repeated Urakosa system. The CMS Pioneer pinpointed the source to emanating from within the mouth of a destabilized subspace rift of the system's edge. What could be on the other side? Perhaps if it could somehow be stabilized, or perhaps if we shall find out. Let's go with that one. Detected what appears to be a naturally occurring subspace phenomenon on the edge of the Urakosa system. A rift in very fabric space-time has formed here, creating a wormhole that our scientists speculate may provide a conduit through the subspace to another wormhole located somewhere else in our galaxy. Depending upon where the second wormhole is located, this could potentially allow ships to travel from one end of the galaxy to the other in a matter of days. Unfortunately, this wormhole, like the vast majority of its kind, is inherently unstable. Any vessels foolish enough to pass through it would be ripped apart in seconds. If it could only be
hostiles.
Those are the space amoebas up close. Okay then.
Survey complete. Survey complete.
Alright, so Radio 4 Strategic Resource Discovery. During its survey of Radio 4, the CMS Discovery discovered several exotic gases previously unknown to us. These gases have a variety of different uses, particularly in the operation of advanced energy-based weapons and force fields. Some of the gases can also be used as starship fuel, or even as recreational drugs. We do not yet possess the means of extracting this resource. We should seriously consider establishing control of the system for future exploration. Where is the Red Horse system? Seriously, where is it? Oh, here we are. So... okay, so you are actually done. Alright, so do this research project. Let's claim that system for our own.
Construction complete.
And build some more ships.
Special project complete.
So Limbo. The vault is a tomb for hopeful immortals. Science officer Valenti Erger asserts that the huge blocks of Tenary code found in the databanks are neural images, digitized brain scans. Doubtless the aliens of Radar 2A considered this their only shot at counter survival, following whatever calamity befell their planet. They did not have the means of resurrecting themselves, but banked on the impossibly small hope that eventually someone else would have those means. So let dead aliens lie, we do not, but download the neural patterns for safekeeping. Alright, well, maybe we will eventually. How does one get here? I guess they don't. Alright, survey the system. And that system too. And that system. So what do we need for the fellowship? Search Baldock system, search Felista, and search Zelmandak. And we're still in the process of researching the space amoebas. Let's build an outpost here.
Construction complete.
Alright, we finished the starbase in Radar. Come on. So, start building a mining outpost there. Followed by a research base there. Willow 6 strategic resource discovered. During survey of Willow 6, the CMS discovered deposits of rare crystals. These crystals have properties that make them extremely effective at focusing laser beams, and they are also critical components in most advanced electronics. In addition, many cultures treasure them as decorations and adornments. While we do not yet possess the means of extracting the resource, we should seriously consider establishing control of the system for further exploration. Just finding all manner of stuff. That's usually how the beginnings of these games go. First part's just basically exploration until we run out of stuff to look for, and then it's expansion where we peacefully expand into the empty reaches of space, and eventually we start rubbing elbows with our neighbors. People get angry at the lack of space, and then war eventually breaks out. At least in my experience, that's usually how it goes. So, let's see, what do I want? Do I want to keep going? Get past quantum banks dedicated to data bank transfers, make possible visually complete research station output just increases. In science division, research terms increased by 1, scientist level cap increases by 2. The number of science and medical offices has been increased throughout the fleet. Organized and specialized science divisions support this corps of officers, new training programs, and greatly accelerated rate at which we commission new science officers. Let's go with that one. And somebody goes up a level. Okay, cool. What am I looking at? Habitable World Survey. We now know that without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Gaius. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms you encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable life-bearing worlds. Commendable initiative. So we need to survey 8 worlds, and apparently the ones we looked at already do not count. And food's at 14 a month, whereas to fulfill our mandate we need it at 15. So let's go over to Gaius, and they're in process of clearing stuff. Doesn't look like I can actually build anything more.
Anomaly detected.
And the distances, some kind of unknown structures are floating in the gas giant's upper atmosphere. Appear to be using aerostatic lift to remain buoyant. Research. Alright, so continue building up the fleet.
Construction complete.
Alright, CMS Yukon has completed construction of Starbase and Windstrat. And the anomaly, that's the anomaly thing. And somebody goes up a level. I should probably recruit an admiral. Ship upkeep minus 10%, fire rate and subblade speed. Cost
Construction complete.
We'll go with Admiral Z-Tan. Congratulations. You now command the first fleet. A small aerostat colony was found floating just above the atmosphere of Dispin 2. Appears to have been self-sufficient. Remains from several different species were found on board. As best as we could tell, the colony was some kind of social experiment conducted centuries ago that ultimately ended with the colonists massacring each other. We have downloaded all of the data found in the colony's limited databanks. Intriguing. Very much so. Very much so. And the Wii U system has now been fully surveyed. And the construction ships are God knows where. Right, is there anything of interest in here? Physics research. Some extra resources, energy credits. Oh yeah, the rare crystals. Alright, yeah, you're right next to it. Claim this world as well.
Anomaly detected.
Alright, so now the asteroid 91F-2340 is emitting some form of radiation controlled burst. Someone, something trying to communicate with us. Let's go find out.
Survey complete.
And we have finished surveying the Despin system, which is out in the ash end of nowhere, where we can't get to because of the amoebas. Alright, you know what, let's not survey there just yet, because that's possibly where the Fellowship is. It's kind of slow beginning, but these games usually are. On that note, given the time, I feel the need to call it a day. So, everyone stay safe from the plague that's going around, and have a good day.